on another fun Friday. So I hope everyone is doing good. It's been another crazy week. The heat, Florida heat's been a little bit better this week. It's not as hot as it was the previous couple weeks, which has been great because it's been really, really hot here. The fish are happy though because they like this tropical weather. Been getting a lot of rain, and we finally got some new fish in. So bringing in new fish has been very, very difficult because of the shipping. Flights coming in are very limited, and the freight is very expensive. So we finally got our shipment from Colombia in stock. Those guys came in, I want to say, on Tuesday of this week, and they're looking very good. So those guys should be ready next week, most of them, to go up on the website. I see Marian's on, so she's. I hope you're recovering well, and I hope you're doing good. We missed you already, even though you've only been gone one day. So I hope everything went good with your procedure. So we're going to show you the new fish. Last week, I did show you the show tanks. I'm going to pan the camera around to them because last week I was kind of like, my phone was dying. I had a portable charger hooked up to it, and I didn't have the camera where I could flip it around. So and then I had to take it off the gimbal. So last week was just kind of a rough Friday with technology, but my phone's charged today, so I'm going to show you guys some of the new fish. We've also got a lot of new Tanganyikans in, new Malawis. What else? Quite a bit of our tank-raised apistogrammas species are going to be going up soon. I know a lot of pistos that we've been growing up we're ready. So with that being said, let's go show you some fish. So we got the golden gar. Miguel said he finally got a notification. I saw Josh Cunningham comment too. What's up, Josh? Good to see you on. I see you're getting a bunch of new tanks, so I'm glad to see you're doing good, Josh. It's good to see when somebody works hard at something and they're able to be successful at it. We take a lot of pride in doing that ourselves. You know, this is really cool. I'm gonna try not to stress them out, but there is a pair of Geophagus savannah with lots of fry. So I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera. You guys let me know what kind of quality it's showing on the camera, but if you could see, there's probably several hundred baby Geophagus savannah, and the parents are protecting them from the other adults. You can see them chase them off. And what's cool is that the parents are still taking the fry into their mouth. So it's really, really awesome to watch. But I tell you one thing is that the other Geophagus that are in the tank that are getting chased away right now, every opportunity they get, they're coming over here eating some of the fry. So I don't know how I'm going to get the fry out of the tank, but I feel like it's my duty to try to save them. If not, they're going to be food for the other ones. So really awesome though. This is the second time they bred. The first time the eggs did not hatch out, but this time the fry all hatched out, and the parents have been taking good care. You can see one of the adults picking them up now, putting them in their mouth. And that's kind of what I'm hoping, is that maybe I get in this tank and the parents are going to gather all the fry up in their mouth, and then all I have to do is catch the parents to catch the fry. So that's pretty exciting. The peacock bass, they're not too interested in the fry because they're so small. But no breeding from those guys yet, but I'm hoping pretty soon that the peacock bass are going to be breeding here really soon. I know the males are ready, but I don't think the females are quite ready for it yet. The Hypostomus luteus, he's just kind of chilling around. You know, he's actually just trying to rearrange this tank. He's got already some big spots cleared out in the tank, but he's been doing a good job cleaning the tank, but he's also been rearranging it. And then over here, right now, all we have is the cardinal tetras, but some of these fish that came in recently from Colombia, as soon as they go through a quarantine process, we're going to be adding some more fish into this tank, more community type fish, something that won't eat the cardinal tetras, but really nice tank. Mike Menard did a great job escaping the tank and getting some live plants and rocks in the tank. So really excited about that. I'm just excited about the tanks, period. So it's been a dream of mine for a long time to have these fish in a tank where they could be on display instead of a pond or a vat, or so it's pretty awesome to have these big fish. And also, I think I said it last week, but the offspring that you see in here, those are his babies. So those are F1s from the Gold Father. So that's the Gold Gar. Really excited about them. So I've got a lot of fish to show you. So I'm going to start down here with the Malawis. Oh, Mike Francis. I'm going to try to answer some of these comments as they come up this time, because today they're showing up on my phone. Mike Francis joined the Facebook group last week because he was having some issues with his tank, and he said that the group helped him fix the problem. So that's awesome. I'm excited about that. So everybody's been like, man, when are you going to get more peacocks in? So we did get some more in. We got the blue regals right here. You can see some of the males are starting to show some really good color. They're going to be limited though. We do not have a lot of them, but those guys will be going back up on the website very soon. At least the males will be. And lemon jakes, I know we've got a few people that's been waiting on some lemon jake males. These guys are they're still really shy because when we grow these fish up and they grow up in a big environment, it's kind of like a wild caught fish. They are not used to being in an aquarium, so every time you walk by them, they're not sure if you're going to feed them or you're going to eat them. So and these guys are looking so nice. These are not for sale, but I'll show them to you. These are some grow outs for the Black Widow frontosas. So really excited about those guys too. You can see that male's already starting to get a little nautical hump right there. I know a lot of people don't like man-made variants, but this is a really exciting fish. Kind of like the OB peacock of frontosas. The patterns are always different on them, but they look really, really nice. Also, we're going to have some bigger sunshine peacocks available. These guys are looking really nice. Really nice. That's the peacocks. We've got some lawandas. These guys are really shy, so try not to freak them out. And over time they get where they actually trust us, to where they don't like take off and go panic every time you walk up to the tank. But the fish they have to gain our trust, to where they know that we're not there to hurt them. We're here to take care of them. So you can see those guys are not as shy as the lawandas. Oh, Ali Sean, hello. I got good news and some not so good news. So like the Asian rummy nose, the naked Razaboras, we moved them into the greenhouse and they are looking spectacular. But now that we moved them into the bigger grow out and they are looking a lot better, these guys are aged. They are, I'm not seeing the females, you know, so what I thought was females were males that just were not showing color. So my understanding, it's been years since I've had the Asian rummy nose, but my understanding is the females do not have red on the nose. So I'm gonna have to, you know, give them a little bit more time, and then, you know, hopefully I am able to get you some females. So these are the triple red cockatoids. Really nice size on these guys. Very easy to tell males from females. So these guys are going to be up for sale on the website by the end of the day. And that's the triple red cockatoids. We got, what else we got over here? We got the D18 apistogrammas, and this is one that is a wild type that the colors are not really nice until they start breeding, and then that's when you see the beautiful markings. I think I talked about that a little bit last week, how we had a customer that is like, hey, you know, my apistogramma doesn't look nothing like your picture does, and I had to explain to him that, you know, especially on these wild types, that you need to have them in the proper water parameters and the proper diet to get them to get into breeding dress. And then when they're in breeding dress is when you get those really beautiful colors. You know, it's very rewarding because, you know, you provided the fish with the best environment to be able to breed. This is a wild type. This is the Apistogramma upicii, and these guys are really nice. In fact, we've got a few of these guys pulled out and looking to breed these guys in the future. So if you're looking for like a dwarf cichlid that's peaceful, all these apistogrammas are really, really good choices. What else? We got the cockatoids. These are wild type. They actually have babies in there somewhere. I don't know where they're keeping them right now, but I see them in the back there. Actually, I've removed some of the bigger ones, but you can see the fry back there in the back. You can see the female holding. And this is a good example of, you know, you can see the female that's all colored up right now. It's because she's protecting those fry, and she's in breeding coloration. What else do we have here? We brought in some silver dollars. Those guys are really nice. They're not very big. I'd say they're like nickel to quarter size. But I know a lot of people have been asking about just the regular silver dollars. You know, so those guys came in from Colombia this week. They look really nice. What else did we get from that shipment? We got some Brochus splendens corridors, and they're looking good. They're still going to take a little bit more time to recover, but those guys are looking really nice. The screenshot that I used for today's video was a royal pleco. Let's see if I can see them better from the side. Let's see. And those guys came in really nice size. So sometimes when we bring them in, they're like really big, and it makes it a lot harder for us shipping them. But these guys came in perfect. They're like 3 to 4 inches. They look really, really nice. The Pinakis are one of my favorite because they are very good tank cleaners. They're very docile in the tank. Very nice fish. We got in some Emperor Tetras. Those guys are really nice. The sizes are all like from big to small, but excited about those. Beautiful fish. I really like the Emperor Tetras, especially the wild types. Whenever they get, you know, a little bit bigger, the collars come out and they're just spectacular. So we got those guys in. Oh yeah, we did get some Agazi apistogrammas. Those guys came in really big. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen them come in that big before. They're still under quarantine. They're not going to be ready for sale anytime soon. But, you know, it just, they got to recover from the shipping. And once they're ready, we're going to put those guys up also. We got some Nanacar anomalies. Those guys will be going up on the website. Another really nice dwarf cichlid that is peaceful. So that's exciting. We got some black diamond cories in. I know there's a lot of people have been emailing about those because we had some in from one of our previous shipments and we ran out, so we ended up getting some more of the black diamonds. That's the CW 49s, really nice cory cat. So those guys are in. I'm just going to be targeting the new stuff. Another apisto, the boilei. These guys have been up on the website, but just because they look so nice, I want to show them off again. If I get my camera to zoom on these guys very well. The smaller guys are hard to see on the camera. All right, let's look at the other fish that we got. We got some hoplo cats, and I really like these hoplos. They came in pretty stressed, but they're looking a lot better now. So those guys should be ready in the next week or so. And then we got some Adelphi cories, which has always been one of my favorite cories. They are very difficult to get. In fact, I would really like to save some of these guys back for a potential breeding project, because this is a cory that I bred probably 20 years ago. One of the first wild types that I'd ever bred before. So those guys are really popular. And the cories, you know, these guys have been in for like 4 days. Usually I like to give the cories more time before we start shipping them out, because they are very sensitive to ammonia and shipping stress. So we'll probably give those guys a little bit more time. This is another new cory that I never had before. This is the Corridors Cryptus, and this will be a new cory that we've never had before. So I'm excited about those guys. I was doing some research before we bought them, and I think they're very, very nice cories, and I really like the schooling behavior on those guys. I did see a comment asking about the zebra plecos. So Jeff's Aquatics is asking about them. Since he's asking about zebras, I'm gonna have to, I walked right by the tank, Jeff. So let me go show you the zebras, because I'm really happy about the zebra plecos. They've been doing phenomenal. And just to show you how good they're doing, like, you don't see a single zebra in that tank, do you? That's because they're all underneath that little house that we built. So they're doing really, really well. See those guys. We have to be careful with what we put in there, because as we're catching them out, when we put, you know, we had that happen, you know, like I think it was 3 days after we had them in, somebody had a big rock in there, and when they set the rock back down, one of them got stuck on the rock. So we got to be very careful whenever we do have those guys, that we don't pinch them. So that's how we created that little cave there. So when we lift it up, they all go out. So the zebras are doing really good. And we haven't, before you order any, email us just to remind me. I'll try to do it when I get off, but we're going to offer like a 5-pack and a 10-pack of those guys at a better price. Right now we just have the individual fish price, you know, but those really need to be bought in groups, because anybody that buys them, they need to go ahead and set up a breeding group and work on breeding them, so they could breed them and then help spread the zebra plecos throughout the hobby. So and then it helps pay for the fish that you buy. You know, that's the way I've always looked at fish, is, well, you know what, that fish is really expensive, but if I buy it and I breed it, then not only will it pay for my stock, it'll pay for my food, it'll help pay for my other fish purchases. So once you start breeding fish, it helps pay for your hobby, you know. So we got some red hook silver dollars. Those guys came in huge. I always request the smaller ones, and it seems like they just send me whatever they have, because these guys are massive. I mean, you're looking at probably like a 3 to 4 inch body on those guys, and that just makes the shipping a lot more difficult on our end, and then it also makes the shipping a lot more expensive for our customers, because we have to charge more for the fish because of the freight cost, you know. So this is the blue hooks Emperor, the black barred silver dollars. Those guys came in really nice too, really big but really nice. We got Corridorus Decori. This is another new Cory that I never had before, and those guys are really awesome too. I'm excited about them. The Corys are looking really good though. I mean, for them to already be schooling around, that means that they're happy. When they're stressed, they're going to be like these Brochus splendens right here, where, you know, they're not happy yet. So we've got these guys, you know, under treatment and quarantine, and we're taking the best care that we can of them to get those guys so they'll be schooling around like these Decori. Another new Cory that we brought in was the Nanas, Corridorus Nanas, which is another new Cory. And these guys, they stressed out really bad when they first came in, but they are looking better. So that's exciting to get some new Corys in. The Corys have been very difficult to get, so I was happy to get some new ones. You can see this tank is blacked out. We got the lights blocked. Just temporarily, I'm going to take the lid off so you guys can see them. These are the L201s, the Snowball Hypensistrius. So these guys came in really, really big and nice, but they don't really like the direct light, so we've been just kind of darkening up the tank just to make them feel more safe. A lot of these plecos are nocturnal, so they don't really like the bright light. It stresses them out. Oh yeah, this is the biggest green phantoms I've ever seen. I mean, they're massive. These are like 8-inch fish. I can't imagine them getting much bigger than this. I'm contemplating about putting these guys in our 600 tank, 600 gallon tank with the Cardinals. You guys tell me what you think, if you ought to put, you know, 2 or 3 of these green phantoms in the tank. Their fins are a little ratty still, just from the shipping stress, but and again, I do not like shipping big fish out, so every time we ship those guys, I'm gonna be probably losing sleep at night thinking about, well, I hope they didn't bust a bag, or we do have special shipping containers for those guys that we've been using, and it's been making a big difference. This is the LDA31, the mustard spot pleco. These guys came in really good too. Excited about them. Really nice. I like the spots on those guys. They're beautiful fish. All right, so that's some of the South American. I know we got more on this side, so let me show you those. We got some red pike, Atabapo pikes in. I'm actually contemplating putting those guys in with my Peacock bass and the 600 tank. I've been wanting to put some pikes in there, and I feel like I could breed the pike cichlids. I am a little bit worried that the Peacock bass might try to eat them, even though these guys are pretty big. You know, these guys are, you know, probably, I'd say 8 inches, 8 to 10 inches, but they're slender, so I'm a little bit worried about the Peacock bass trying to swallow them whole. But the red Walpo pike, when it's in breeding dress, will turn like bright red, beautiful fish. This is a pike I've never had before, the tiger pike, the Quabata. And I don't know much about these guys, but they look really cool in the pictures that I saw on the internet. So I'll be excited to see how those guys turn out. We brought in some Severum, some mouth brooding, the only mouth brooding Severum. And again, these guys came in really big. And in fact, I didn't even order these Severums. I ordered some tiger Severums, and this is what they sent. But we breed these guys in-house. So what I, was talking to the guys about, maybe we, swap out our, aquarium strain of Librifer and, add some wild ones, because these collars were really nice on these guys when they came in. This is another new cichlid, the Amazon cichlid, the Cyclosoma amazarium. And this is another one that I didn't order that they sent me, but I like all Cyclosoma species, so just because they don't get like really big and they don't have that high aggression like a lot of the other cichlids do from South America. So those guys are going through quarantine, but I think that'll be a really unique fish. So excited about those. We got some gold tetras in. This is another fish that I'm going to add to the Cardinal Tetra 600-gallon tank. I want to see like a school of like 25 of the gold tetra schooling in the tank, and also we'll have the Cardinal schooling in the tank. I think it'll be really awesome. So excited about that. They're doing a water change on that tank now, and then we got some arowanas. For you guys that have big tanks that like big fish, these are really nice. They came in really healthy. They like staying up at the top, so it'll be nice to, once these guys get up and go. I'm gonna answer some of these questions. Chile man, what's up, Chile? So he's asking if we'll be at Aquashella. Unfortunately, no, but we will be sending a lot of fish to Aquashella for the aquascaping contest. They reached out to us a few months ago and asked if we would help support the aquascaping competition at Aquashella. So, we might not be there, but we're going to have some of our fish there. So I wish we could go, but Chile, man, it's been this, man, my life is, I don't think it could be any more busy. I mean, between raising a family and running a business, I mean, it's just really busy for me. So these are always a favorite. So this is the banjo catfish, and these guys are actually sleeping right now. All day these guys just kind of bury in the sand and are not very active. And then at night when I come in here and I have a flashlight and I'm checking on the fish, these guys are out everywhere. And there's actually like 150 of them buried in the sand right here. So one of my favorite, catfish for, South American setups, even though sometimes you do not see them much during the day. Over time, once they know that it's safe to come out in the day, you will see those guys, somewhat in your tank, but it's always like a bonus when you have them in your tank and you actually get to see them, So what else? Platinum Angels. These guys are going to be going up really soon. This actually came in from Indo, but we wanted to get a little bit of size on them before we put them up. The Black Angels, same with those guys. We wanted to beef them up a little bit before they came available. So those guys will be coming up really soon on the website. Here's some more of the, well, I say mouth brooding Severums. We found some ones that are not mouth brooding, and I actually think those are the tiger Severums, which is also exciting because we wanted some more for growing up for breeders. Right now I just have one pair of the tiger Severum, but we're going to have to let these guys recover, but I'm pretty sure that those are going to be the tiger Severums, just judging by the characteristics I'm seeing now. But we're going to have to let them recover from the shipping before we could, for sure call them, the right fish. This is the Royal Farewella. Another beautiful catfish, beautiful trailers. Yes, Chevy, the Banco cats, they actually do squeak. That's awesome. Yeah, whenever we net them up, you hear the little squeakers. So I don't want to disturb these guys too much, but I'm going to try to pick up that piece of driftwood and bring it closer to the tank, because I want you to see the trailers on these guys. I mean, the trailers are as long as the fish. So this is another fish that we're going to add to the 600-gallon Cardinal tank. Is we're going to put a couple pairs of these Royal Farewellas in the 600, and I actually think we'll have them breeding in the tank. That's my goal with the 600s, is to have, you know, fish in there that we also will be breeding, that, you know, helps cover the cost of like having the tanks built. And you know, so all right, the last but not least is going to be the Tanganyikan. So we got a lot of nice Tanganyikans in last week. I'm super excited about that. We got several types of Julies. This is the Ornatus Julies, Transcriptus Julies, which those were already in stock, but I'll show those guys off. And then we also got the Reganis. These guys came in huge. The tangs are one of my favorite, just because you could build such a beautiful community tank out of them. So those guys are looking really nice. The Lulupis are looking really, really nice. Got those back in stock. Now, these guys are, I'm hoping by the end of the day, we'll be going back up on the website. So just be patient. Make sure if you're wanting some of these fish that you go and do the out of stock notified. So let's see if I get this to zoom in. Oh, let's see, I might have messed up. All right, we got some brevis, Neolampologus. We got no shells in there yet, but those guys, when they go in the shells, they're almost impossible to get out. So we're gonna have to put some PVC pipes in that tank. The Frontosos, those guys are looking really nice. That's the Burundis. What else did we get? We got the Black Widows, some juveniles of the Black Widows. Those guys are looking really nice. All right, we got some Neolampologus similis. So another new shell dweller that we've been out of for a long time. Those guys are looking good. You can see all the little pits of sand that they're moving around, trying to make their homes. So we got the similis in. We still have some hecus. Those are guys really, really nice. There's only, looks like about 6 or 7 of those guys left, but they're really nice. We got some redfin compressiceps. Now, you guys that know about, they don't show any colors. So, but when they get big and mature, you might be an old person by the time they get big and mature, but when they do, they are spectacular. So we got some redfin compressiceps. And then the one that probably gets requested even more than the redfin are the gold head compressiceps. So these guys are, I would say, like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches in size. So anybody that knows much about Tanganyikans know that these fish are like probably a year old. You know, it takes forever to grow them up. So so we're really excited to get some of these Tanganyikans finally back in stock. These are all tank raised. All the Tanganyikan that I'm showing you are tank raised, either by us or by breeders that are local to us that we work with. So we got some more Cichlids, the Coringis. I can see a male starting to fire up there up top. See that guy? And that's what's so special about the Tanganyikans, is like pretty much all these fish except the Tanganyikan, or except the Frontosa, could go together. All right, so you could do the shell dwellers, you could do the Neolampologus. All the Neolampologus are peaceful. You could do the what else was there? The Julian Chromis could go together. The Lupis could go together. And I've actually kept fronts with them too, but once they get so big, I was worried about them, hurting each other, or hurting the smaller guys. So we got some Tropheus icolas in there. Um, the nice thing about the icolas is that band is only going to get brighter and brighter the bigger they get. So um, yeah, the sips are awesome. I really enjoy them. Here's some of the new shells that we've got, and so we got some multifasciatus right here, some sellers of those guys, and these are some new shells that I ordered off of what was it called, Pinterest or some kind of website. And there's a person that makes these shells overseas. I didn't know when I bought them. In fact, the shipping was it ended up being like $10 a ceramic shell. But what we're hoping for is that we could get the babies and the adults out for breeding purposes, because when they go in the snail shell, it's nearly impossible to get them out of the snail shell. So so we got the Neolamplogus multifasciatus. We also got the Kindle Macambes. So this is another really rare one. These guys are really good size. So those guys are going to be going up on the site. We still got the Treticephalus. We got the Apistogrammas nigerpinus. So those guys are looking really nice. And the sips, they don't show color until they get a little bit bigger and more breeding coloration. But the sips are really cool, peaceful fish. We got the tricolors. We got more of those guys in. So that's another sip. And then this is another sip that is new to me. In fact, I'll probably end up growing these guys up just so I could see what they look like when they get to be adults and take some good pictures of them. But Utenta, that's a new sip to me. I've never had them before. We also got the red cap. And the sips are wimpy fish. Like, these guys are all under quarantine right now, and we're having to baby these fish because even when we ship them out, the sips are just like really like prone for like breaking down. We got the Cichlids zonatus. Those guys are looking really, really nice. In fact, I can see a little bit of colors coming out on those guys already, even at a small size. And sorry I'm missing out on some of the questions because I'll have to go back and read the comments. This is the folia. Those are really nice. Those are the feather fins. The males get the long trailers on them. Really, really nice. Josh Dyson's asking about gold ocellatus. No gold ocellatus right now, but we are breeding them, and we do have some babies that we're growing up, but they are like literally like a ½ inch right now. So excited about these Du Boises. These are a location Du Boises, the Hembley Du Boises. So in fact, we're probably going to phase out our old strain of Du Boises and start breeding these guys just because we got a location. So that's pretty much it on the new arrivals for the Tanganyikans. We also got other new arrivals, like what else did we get in the other day that we've been out of? Red shoulder severums. We got those back in stock. I know everybody's been asking us, about those guys, and they got some pretty good size on them, so we're excited about that. What else did we get in this week? So we got, I think on this side, somebody was asking about the dovai. So here's one of the male dovai, but we are going to end up moving these guys from the tanks inside this warehouse because they are just so brutal to each other. Like, they are beating each other up like crazy, and they are just very, very aggressive. I know we got some more red spotted severums. Everybody's always happy with those guys. There's some more of the Dovai, smaller size. This is like the 4 to 5 inch, but yeah, we're going to end up having to keep the Dovai in the greenhouse where we got like big grow out tanks. So those guys are just beating each other up so bad. You guys that keep them know just how aggressive they are. We still got some big Oscars. These are like the 4 to 5 inch Oscars. I can see a couple of them really starting to show some really good colors. So really nice. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing some of our bigger Dovai, you ought to join the Facebook group. I know we have a lot of people in our Facebook group, Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers, that they have some of our Dovai. And then I think there's like a Facebook Dovai group. And then if you go in that group and ask people to see our Dovais, because when you're going to get the best looking Dovais when they're like big, right? So like 8 inch plus. Sometimes at 6 inches you'll start seeing those kind of colors, but once they start getting those colors, it's like, wow, those are spectacular fish. I'm going to try to answer a few more questions. Let me set this up on a tank so I can just kind of be checking my comment sections. Julia said, wow, the Dovais look nice, and the ones I got from you are big. Yes, they're very, very nice. We love the Dovai. David's asking about the 3 to 4 inch unsexed eye biters. You'd have to email us on that one, David. I think we sold them out, but we should be getting some more in really soon. And also on my list of things to do today was to go through and check on those predator haps for you. I have not had time yet today, but I'm hoping after I get done shooting this video, I'm gonna try to grab me a quick bite to eat, and then I could go down there and check on those predator haps for you. So what's up, 4K NV? We're doing good, man. It's just living the dream. Jake Lubel is asking what other plecos did we get in. That was pretty much it off the top of my head. 201s, royal plecos, the mustad plecos, the green phantoms, and I think that was pretty much it. It's very limited right now with the plecos coming from South America because it is like the rainy season right now, so the water levels are like really, really high. So the fishermen are having a hard time catching fish because the water levels are so high. So I talked to the supplier, and he says, you know, probably in the next month or so, the water levels should start going down, and you're going to see a lot bigger selection of plecos, especially because, you know, the water level goes from, you know, it might be like 20 to 30 feet higher than the dry season. And when the water level gets up, you know, that much higher, it's very difficult for them to catch the fish. So right now it's tough for them. Sushi's asking about Cuban cichlids. So I actually ordered some from a local breeder, and I don't see them in the tanks that I've walked by. But if you want to email us, we'll get back. We'll look into it and see when they're going to be available again. And there's a good chance that our breeding stock on the Cuban cichlids are ready to start selling. So it shouldn't be long. But shoot us an email, and we'll get back with you with a more precise day or week. Jeff's Aquatics asking about any idea when more shrimp will be available. So we are breeding a lot of variety on shrimp now. Like our breeding on the shrimp had really just wasn't very good. Like we were selling more than we were breeding, and then so now we have one of the girls that works with us, Jennifer, is dedicated to breeding the shrimp and several of the crayfish types, and she's doing a great job. She's got a lot of new ones breeding. So I'm hoping it won't be long and we will start having the yellows, the blacks, the whites, the blues. Um, but right now all we have, I'm pretty sure, is the cherry shrimp. And the cherries are looking spectacular. Like, even though they're sold as regular grade, they're actually secure grade. A lot of them are really nice cherries. So right now we just got the cherries, but it shouldn't be long, and we're going to have a lot more color on the shrimp available. All right, let's see. Yes, Ali Sean's asking about the Zonados. Yes, we do have some. I missed that one earlier. Yeah, Ali Sean, I saw that where people are putting them up on like higher levels of the tank, and then the adults swim out. Our problem is even just getting the fry out. Like, it's we would have a lot more success if we were able to get the fry out of the shells. That's the difficult part, and I'm hoping those new shells work. You're asking, I just saw the other comment asking about the red cap. No, this isn't the Malawis. I'll show you. The red cap is a new type to us. We've never had them before, and they're actually in quarantine, but it's the red cap ventralis. So, but they're in quarantine. I hope we could get them to recover. Right now, we've got them, under treatment, but as you guys know, like the sips and all the ventralis species, like as soon as you handle them, they just freak out and they don't ship very well. So, so we gotta make sure those guys are like 100% healthy before we ship them. If not, we're gonna have problems with them. So, all right, John Mayberry from Frostproof. What's up, Jake? I think that was most of the questions. Yeah, I think. Actually, no. Nashad, what's up? Good to see you, Nashad. Josh is asking if we're going to Louisville for the ACA. Absolutely. I have my hotel booked already. We are looking forward to the ACA. This probably, it might be the only show I attend this year. I might go to the OCA in November just because we miss seeing everybody, but we will be at the ACA in Kentucky. I mean, we got, one of the best people in Rusty Wessel to host a show. I think he's just, one of the best promoters in the hobby that, just does a fantastic job organizing. I know when the ACA was in Kentucky a few years ago, I was like, wow, I was thinking Kentucky would be like just a smaller venue show. And then next thing I know, we go to the show that Rusty hosted a few years ago. And I'm like, man, this was the biggest ACA that I've ever attended, So Rusty does a great job with hosting those shows and getting everybody organized, So yes, we will be going to see Rusty and you guys, and hope to see you there. So we got the yellow saffrans. Those guys are looking nice. So lots of new fish available right now. So I'm sorry. I think I'm going to miss a lot of the questions today. Let's see. Ali Sean saying that's what he did with the zebras back in the day. Bought a breeding group and bred them and recouped his investment. So with that being said, I didn't show these guys off earlier. We got some albino dragon blood guys. These guys are looking good. So we're going to wrap it up. So I do appreciate everybody. Thank you for supporting us here at Imperial Tropicals. We work very hard to breed the best fish and ship them out to you guys so you guys can enjoy the hobby and further your knowledge of the hobby. Because like I tell people, we want our customers to be successful when you buy fish from us. Like we don't like, when we sell you fish and they don't do good. So, knowledge is powerful when you're keeping all these exotic fish. So if you do have any like questions where you want to learn more about the fish, I highly recommend you join our Facebook group, Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers on Facebook. It's a private group that we already have thousands of people on it that are customers of ours that can really help you with knowledge. And then if you have a lot of knowledge, then come to the group and share it, because that's what we want to do. We want people, a lot of people I talk to say, oh, I've tried keeping fish before and it's just too difficult. I didn't enjoy it. And then you talk to them and they're like, well, I was keeping South American fish with African fish. A lot of times they don't even know the names of the fish they were keeping. But they went about it all wrong. They skipped a lot of key steps. So, knowledge is everything. So come share your knowledge or come learn more from the group. So, and I appreciate everybody that's on the group that's helping everybody become better fish keepers. So with that being said, you guys have a safe weekend, and depending on how things go next week, we might go live next week. If not, it'll be the following Friday. So you guys stay safe. It's very hot out there, so make sure you stay hydrated. But have a good weekend, and I appreciate all that you do for us at Imperial Tropicals. So thank you.